Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we are going to be making our very first VST synth using SynthEdit. This is something that I used to do back in the day. I used to make little utilities, like a white noise sweep generator with automatic sidechain, the filter, and things like that. I made a couple other things as well. Um, it's really educational and super fun, and it gets your brain going in ways that you know you're not necessarily used to. So I encourage you to check this program out and try to build your own synths. It's one of those exciting things. So yeah, we're going to be building a synth, and it's not going to be like Serum or anything. It's going to be a basic thing. But yeah, we're going to be doing the start to finish sort of thing, and going to get it going. So this window right here is the main window that you're going to be working in. And this is where you're going to be building your synth and things like that, and getting the logic all together. On the left here is devices and modules that you drag in order to build it, and then on the right is what you use. Every time you select something, a context-sensitive menu of that will appear here, and you can adjust the values and the behavior and things like that. So let's get started. So the first thing to know is the importance of containers. So starting out, I was really kind of frustrated. Nothing really worked. You need to have a container. You can't build your synth in this main area. You have to have a container with a synth inside it, because that's what you save. For some reason, that's the way it works. So let's drop in our first container here. Boom. All right, so this is the synth. Everything that's going to happen in the synth is, essentially in this synth, in this container. So let's go up here and name it. I'll name it YouTube synth. So YouTube synth, that's a fitting name. And yeah, for some reason it's not. There we go. Enter for it to work. So this is the container. We're going to open this up, right? And then this is our, synth. And this is what it looks like. So we have this little thing here. I'm just going to get rid of that for now. Don't worry about it. So the reason for it, I can't stress this enough, is because when you save it, you save a container. You don't save the main thing. So don't let that frustrate you. So let's start off with something that we need to do. Let's get Midi in from outside. So the Midi comes in from outside the synth, right? You need to wrap your head around this, and I do too. And the cool thing about this program is it's very visual. There's no coding involved. I barely know English, let alone a programming language, but I can make stuff in this, and that's exceptionally exciting. So in every container, there's this little spare wildcard. White. When it's white, it means wildcard. When it's yellow, it's MIDI, and when it's green, it's a list, and then it goes on. There's Boolean, and then int and float and stuff like that. But let's drag this in. Boom. All right. So the YouTube synth now has MIDI going into it. All right. Right. MIDI doesn't come from within the synth; it comes from outside of it. So we'll double click on that. It created a new IO mod, so that's cool. So let's confirm. Let me just check. Let's confirm that we have MIDI coming in. So let's go to Diagnostics and go into MIDI Monitor, and then we will plug that in. And then I will turn on the engine. You turn on the engine with this power thing, and yeah, we have stuff coming in. So just to recap, okay? So the main window, this is main, right? We have MIDI coming in from somewhere, and then it's going into this synth through this wire. And inside that, we have the wire that represents this part is here, going into the MIDI monitor, and then getting the MIDI monitor things, spat out. So that's all well and good. That's pretty cool. All right, so from here, what do we do with that MIDI data? I don't know. There's working with MIDI is it's a lot of numbers and data sets and stuff like that, and all these things and values. There's an easier way to go about it. Let's convert that MIDI to CC, which is control voltage, which basically converts it to, so instead of like velocity being between 0 and 128, it's a value between 0 and 1, right? Voltage. So, right. So there you go. So yeah, we'll just drop that in there into the YouTube synth, and we'll connect the MIDI in to that. And super duper cool. We've converted that MIDI in into gate, pitch, velocity, and aftertouch. Right? So that's very useful because we effectively split that off, and now we can control things with these separate friends that we have here. So let's practice some good hygiene. We're going to be using a container for this MIDI to CC. And the reason why is because you can get really jumbly in here, and we want our things to be in self-contained modules. Think of it as like the filter module in a Eurorack synth or whatever is a self-contained thing, right? So think of containers like that. So I'm going to right-click on this and then containerize this section, right? And this is the I guess MIDI. Yeah, it'd be the MIDI container. So I will name that thusly so MIDI, right? And the reason for this will come later. But yeah, so we're gonna have containers within containers, but we're not gonna be going that crazy. But yeah, so let's double click on this to open the MIDI, and this automatically created 2 IO mods. Let's get the gate, the pitch, the velocity, and the aftertouch into that IO mod, and we'll notice that they have all been created here, right? So this is a self-contained thing. All right, you might think, well, that's kind of pointless, but it's not, because once we start adding things to this, we don't need to move things around in the grid and stuff like that. It's a pain. So now we have the MIDI there. So let's get a generator of sorts. We need an oscillator because we need to create sound with that. So we go down to waveform, and we have our oscillator here. Actually, what I'm going to create a new container, right? Just drag that in. I'm going to name this, I'm going to name that OSC, right? So that is our OSC. And I will double click on that and drag in the oscillator here. So yeah, what do we want to connect, right? To the oscillator here. Well, we're receiving pitch from MIDI, so that would be important to get into the oscillator. So I'll move this. You'll see it over here. Move that over to this spare here. Boom, and pitch has occurred there, so I can actually connect that, right? And yeah, so MIDI comes in, MIDI converts the MIDI information to pitch, goes in oscillator, pitch, goes into here, pitch, things like that. You'll get it. You'll figure out how to do this. And if I can kind of figure this out, you definitely can, because I'm, you know, not the sharpest book on the tool shelf. Okay, so we need to get out of this module, or not module, container. So let's drop in another IO mod, because we need audio out, right? So now we have audio out here. All right. So from here, we need, let's finish it. Let's finish up the main synth area. Let's assume that eventually we want the audio to come out, right? So we're in the YouTube synth one, right? I'll drag in the IO mod here, and I'll move that over, actually, and you'll see it right here. Watch this. Boom. The audio out has been created. I'll just close that. So we need the ability for sound to come out. So let's go into brain. Yeah, sound out, just like that. All right, so sound goes out into audio 1. All right, so the main section is complete, right? We have MIDI in going into this container and then going into sound out. Simple. But we don't actually have anything connected there. If I turn this on, we would just get a bunch of stuff. right? Um, and if I move the keyboard up and down, I would get, pitch changes, but I get something else too. Right? Not that exciting. So we need to attenuate that with a gate and an amplifier ADSR. So let's do that. So yeah, create a new container, and let's call this container SR of the amp, right? Amp ADSR. Okay. So we want let's get the gate to go in there. Oh no, never mind. I need the gate to go into the spare, right? Right, the white is the wild card. It'll create one. And velocity and aftertouch, I'm not going to worry about that right now. And yeah, I'm going to double click to go into that. So what do I need in here? I need, well, ADSR, right? And I'll connect the gate to the gate. And then I need an IO mod here for the signal out to get out of this. You can see that there. So yeah, let's leave that. And the reason why I put that all in one thing will become clear in a little while. All right, so there's that. Let's take a look. Am I missing something here? And yeah, no, we're good. Okay, so yeah, we have the gate and then the signal out, and I want that to be, I want that to go out to another container, which is going to control the overall level of what's going on. So with this now, if I were to, if I wanted to connect the amp ADSR to the oscillator output, the oscillator is always oscillating. It's always making a sound. The gate and the ADSR is basically just opening a volume and then closing it. Just always assume this is always going on at once. It's endless. It does not stop. There's no start or stop. It's just, pitch and things like that. So I need a modifier and a VCA. I'll use this just as an example. So we have the audio out, which is the signal that I want affected. I'll select this and then delete it. And then I want the signal of the ADSR to go into the volume, right? And then I want the output to go to the audio out. So now I have control of the gate and the pitch of the oscillator. Right? So yeah, basic synth right there. I want to do something different to this. I want this to be the master out because I want to control the overall volume of everything. And the VCA right here is, I guess that'd be like the last thing that you would come across. So let's right click and containerize this, and it'll automatically containerize it. Super fun. And I'm going to open this up. So we're going to be doing a little bit of math. Don't let it freak you out. But yeah, don't let it freak you out. Don't be afraid. But yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of math. So the idea of this is we're going to be we want to be able to attenuate this sound between off and then full, right? So how would you go about doing that? Well, you use multiply. So you take a number, any value, and then you multiply it by 0.5. It will be half the volume, right? So if we were to input a variable into this, so multiply, what it is it takes one value, which would be the amplitude of whatever's coming in, and then it multiplies it with another value, right? So if we have a float, the ability for a variable between a float between 0 and 1, we would effectively be able to attenuate the volume, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to drag in our first knob. We're going to go up to controls and we're going to go knob. And this is going to be our master knob. This is a knob like anything, we can move it. But knobs in the real world are basically variable resistors. or potentiometers or something like that. It's just a value of voltage. And yeah, we're going to set this. But you'll notice the value over here, right? I move it and the value kind of changes. It changes between a range of 0 to 10. I want this to be between 0 and 1, right? So 1 times 0 is 0, right? 1 times 0 0.5 is 0 0.5. So with that, if I take this and I plop it into the multiply, and I adjust this, I am effectively, yeah, multiplying what is coming in with the knob here, and I'm attenuating the volume. So check this out. Right? See, that wasn't that scary at all, was it? Yeah, so there you go. So from here, we can start creating the panel of our synth. And yeah, SynthEdit is kind of gross, but you know, it works. It works quite well. So right now we are 2 containers in. The main one is here. The YouTube synth here is here, and then within that is the container. So anywhere in the container that you're working in, actually, I'm going to rename this. This would be the oops. Select that, and this will be vol. Okay, it's master vol, not mast vol. Master vol. Okay, so this is master vol, and this is the container that we're working in. I'm gonna open that up. We have our knob here, which is cool. Let's right click and then go panel edit. So you have to think of like each one of like this panel is how you put together your modules, right? So the master vol is its own separate module inside a bigger picture. All right, so I'm gonna add some things to this. Right. Well, first I'm gonna rename this. So how you rename these knobs that say knob is do you go oh no, that doesn't work. I think yeah, I think you double click on it, go to text entry, and then the text is that all. Okay, yeah, so there, it updated there. Cool. All right, I effectively changed that. I'm gonna add in, what is that called? Structure, no, no. It's called a, oh my goodness. Oh, panel group. So it's called a panel group, and this is, you know, you have to drag that in for it to appear in your thing. But yeah, this is just, think of this as like a way to kind of organize your thing. So this would be, I'll name it to master. And I'm just gonna capitalize everything because that's how I roll. Okay, so yeah, from here, let's look at some other things that we can add. I'm going to add a I could add a scope, but maybe I can add a peak meter, right? So the peak meter will be, you know, after this, it needs, you know, something to, you know, go into it for the peak meter to work. So yeah, this will be our little a little meter of such in the master section, and yeah, it'll help us kind of formulate what we want to do. And I'll leave this like this. We can expand upon it. Maybe we can add an EQ, or this could be where our presets live. Who knows? But yeah, we'll leave it like that. All right. So this is contained in the master volume. Um, the master volume container. So what if we wanted to edit the whole synth as a whole? Well, we go into the YouTube synth here, the main window, main container, right click, and then go panel edit. And it's not there, but we'll make this kind of big. And this is, you know, SynthEdit always looks gorgeous. We'll click on the master volume here, and then we'll go show control. What does that say? controls on parent. So the controls will appear in YouTube Synth now, right? So there it is, and it's all one piece and organized. You're gonna want to do this, trust me. Okay, so this is master, and we'll hit the keys, and oh, the master's all the way down actually. And the meter is working. Super excited. I'm going to save this. Resave that. Yeah, I want to replace it. Sure. Okay, so the master volume is there. Let's get the oscillator put together in the container there. So let's look at this. All right, so we got pitch, obviously. What we can do here is do some math. No, maybe we can. I don't want to get too crazy here. Let's add the ability to change the waveforms. That's also important. So that is not a structured group. It's not a text entry. Is it a text entry? No, it's not. It is. Oh my goodness, I'm not that great at this. It's in one of the controls. List entry. Yes. So there it is. So there's list entry we just dragged in. I'm going to drag that into the waveform. Boom. And now we can select waveforms now, right? So right now it's sine, ramp, just reverse saw, triangle, and things like that. Super, super fun. And we can create the same kind of module that we did before. We'll add in a panel group, and we'll name this OSC. Yeah, and why? Okay, I got confused here. All right, I right-clicked and I edited the panel within that. Yeah, why is that called that? I don't want it to be called that. I want it to be called. Oh, there we go. Psh, wrong one. Okay, so this is OSC. So OSC is there. And yeah, we can do some stuff with that. Let's make our little oscillator section. And this is the workflow of this of SynthMaker, right? So we have that. We've effectively put that together, right? We go into the YouTube synth and we can edit panel, and it's actually not showing up because we actually need to go to oscillator and then go controls on parent. So the controls on parent will now appear. Panel edit, and then there you go. So this is our OSC. And we can select saw, ramp, and pulse, and we can do a bunch of stuff with that. And just think of this as just we're building everything as like a modular kind of environment, which once you get used to, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so let's just leave that down here. It doesn't actually need to connect to anything. So let's look at something else here. And let's say I want to be able to mix the audio out of this. So I could have this in a mixer section, but I want to have it in the oscillator section. I think that's quite useful. So I'm going to use a knob again, small knob, right? And I'm going to make this 1, the maximum value of 1. And I'm going to, use another multiplier. If I can find that, right? And go to audio out, put out. So, in control of the output volume of this oscillator, right? And, I can see it here. Right, so I can mix and match things, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And per octave, okay. Smooth peak. Okay, good. All right, so we have this knob here, and I'm going to name this something. Go into here and name this volume. This is the volume of that. And yeah, that works. And then go to edit panel. Yeah, and volume works, and it's over here. Let's get something else going on in here. I'm going to create another multiply. And I want to control the on-off of this oscillator. And you do this with a switch. So a switch is like the switch is like a knob, but it's instantaneous. It has a value of one value or another value, essentially. So let's get that in there. So I want my value to be 0 and the high to be 1. So when it's off, it's 0. When it's on, it's 1. So with that being said, you know, like 1 times 1, and then 1 times 0 is 0, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense. So now we have a switch. Oh, assuming I turn that on. Right. Volume, a little janky volume. But yeah, I can I can activate the synth or the oscillator by itself with the switch. Right? So yeah, there's that. What else can I do? I remember adding LEDs to things. It was really fun. So this is an LED. I want this connected to the switch, right? So let's connect that. And let's look at the value. Yeah, so the switch here, when the switch is off, the value is 0. And when the switch is on, the value is 1. So when signal in, if I turn that, how come I can't select that? If I close that, signal in, if the value is 0, and then I have this to 1, I set that. Oops, and I do that. Okay, so if that's 1, yeah. There, see? The light is going on and off when I turn the switch on. So that'll give me a visual representation if I have the oscillator on or not. So let's go into panel edit. And let's move some things around here. So yeah, the LED switch would be there, or maybe like that. And then, yeah, I don't want list entry in there. Can I not have the, oh, show title. I don't want titles on there. Okay, there's that, and then we have, you know, the volume at the end, which is pretty neat, right? And then that's our little oscillator. And yeah, we'll just close that and close that, and we'll take a look here. And yeah, we have our oscillator and then our master. Right, so we're getting there. Right, and then, you know, we can do all sorts of stuff, but that's for another video maybe. Okay, so we have that. Let's get rid of that. The ADSR. So this is something. Let's get that. Get the ADSR going. I think the gate and the trigger need to be in the same thing. All right, so let's get a knob for the for each ADSR. So let's get small knob, maybe. Small. Right. R. So I will change the name of this A, and then change this to D, and then change the name of this to S, and then change the name of this to R. Okay, so, and yeah, I'll connect these up decay, stain, and release. I'll kind of that over like so. And I'm going to add in the panel group. And this will be named and panel ASDR, and then go to edit panel. And it's, a jumble. But yeah, we're going to get it sorted. So A, D, S, then R. And hopefully that will work. All right, so select this, show controls on parent, YouTube Synth, panel open, and this is our amplifier ADSR. I might want to, no, come on, dude, there we go. Nice. Cool. Nice. Really snap, it's like moving around. I'm trying to move it. Okay, so that's good. I'll just open that up and, that's working. All right, cool, and then release. Nice. And yeah, we can turn it on and off, and with volume and stuff like that. Cool. All right, so let's get some more stuff going on here. I'm gonna save it. Save for safety's sake here, and I want a filter. So let's get another container in there, and I'll name this filter in all caps just to keep with the trend. And filters are pretty easy to add. Let's go Moog filter, and the signal will tap into the IO mod here, pitch and resonance. Pitch is actually cut off, but yeah, that's fine. Let's do this to the output, and there we go. So, oh, wait, what am I doing? I don't actually want to do that. I want the signal to come in, and then the pitch and the resonance to be controlled by big knobs. All right. 2 knobs here, and one is going to be called cutoff, because it's my synth. I can name it whatever I want. And then res is there. All right, so I'll plop that in the cutoff into pitch, and then the resonance into resonance. And then I'm going to add in a group panel, and this will be called the filter. This is the filter section. We filter things with this. And go to panel edit, and it's a little bit of a jumble, but that's okay. Yeah, let's just add that together. Got cutoff and resonance here, and let's get this kind of put together like that, and yeah, let's just see what we got here. So yeah, I want this to be controllable on a parent. Open this up, panel edit. There's our filter. So yeah, we're getting somewhere with this. You know what I mean? It feels good to build something. All right, so let's get the signal. The signal is coming from the oscillator, and the output is going to the master volume. The signal here. So yeah, let's edit panel and see what we got here. All right, that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we can do here. So I'm going to actually steal. I'm going to attempt to steal this ADSR here and go into the filter. And I'm going to make this big and nice. It worked. Okay, let's go into the panel edit here. And yeah, let's look at that. All right, let's see if this works, if I remember how to do this. Right, so this is the ADSR of that filter. Come on. All right. And yeah, let's see if this will work here. So the signal out, oh man, actually I think I bit off more than I could chew. I think I need to have this into an amount, maybe? Oh, it actually needs to be triggered. Okay, so I need the gate to go into the IO mod. Gate to go into the IO mod. Okay, so now we have a gate there. The gate will go into the filter. Yes! Nice. Figured it out, kind of. Okay, so how would one control the amount of that? Well, you do it with the I guess an amount that goes into the pitch, right? Yeah, so we'd have an amount knob that would mix in with the cutoff. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Right? Is that how you do it? Yeah, probably. All right, let's just do it. So we'll use multiply, and we'll take the cutoff value. No, wait. Yeah, the cutoff value, and then this. No, wait. Oh, wait. Wait. Confusing myself here. I don't think I'll be able to do this in this video. But what's this? No, not that. Floor? No. There's multiply and then there's subtract. There's no add. Anyway, let's explore the. Oh, you know what? Yeah. No, I have that in this, right? Yeah. Oh, and then I have a knob into the overall level, right? Yeah, so I'd have that. Okay, so it's 10 now. So I'd have a knob from 0 to 10, and that will control the amount. I'm almost certain. So yeah, that'll be 10 overall level. Nice. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, that's not going to work either. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but that's cool. It's all about figuring these things out. So yeah, let me look at this. Yeah, the overall level is messing with that. So the ADSR needs to be worked out, and you know, that's for video number 2. But yeah, it's all part of the process. Again, I'm not an expert, but yeah, we're gonna figure that out. Man, the amount. I could have a global thing, but that's not efficient actually. And the overall level messes with the cutoff here. The cutoff, yeah, so. No, wait. No, this is what I do. All right, so I have a knob here, right? And I have it from 0, because I think when you have two things going into one module, it accumulates. Let me just see here. No, it doesn't. Dang. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. So I'll just disconnect that. So yeah, all right. So we have that. And I'm just gonna go to the panel and see what's going on here. So the filter ADSR needs to be worked on. Master, I might want to add pan and things like that. The amplifier ADSR is there. But the beauty of this is we can now expand easily since we've used these MIDI or these not MIDI, these containers. We can go into this and be like, we'll get, for the MIDI CV, for example, let's get list entry for changes, or no, the channel. So that'd be all, okay. And we can do the mono mode on or off, things like that, re-trigger and whatnot, and that'll, appear in there. So that's all well and good. Oh, and the portamento rate as well. Let's, oh no, do that. Let's just get rid of that. And the portamento rate could be constant or time. And the portamento time would be like that. So let's get a knob in there for let's get mono mode. This is what happens when it's all live. So mono like that, and then portamento, then auto glide. Auto glide would be cool to have. And we need a knob for the portamento time. So a small knob there, right? Do that. The output will be like so. No, wait. Portamento rate time. Yeah. So we can adjust that to taste. Oh, and I messed up my filter, I believe. Did I? Uh-oh. What did I do? It's a very low pitch. Something happened? Oh. Ah. Oh no. It happened. I think I messed something up here. For some reason. Oh, you know what? You know what it did? It moved that around. There we go. All right. So I was in here. Nice. Glide time. All right. So yeah, maybe we'll just have that. Right, so we'll have that as a I guess a panel. Oh, and I'll add the group panel as well. We'll call that MIDI voicing. Call it voicing just because I'm a lunatic that way. Okay, and yep, that will be the voicing, and this is supposed to be called something. Yeah, it's called a mono mode. I think it would always have to be mono mode, right? Yeah, guess so. Okay. How would I change the show title? Okay. So, yeah, I guess that would. How do I. Oh, name list entry? Is that how you change it? Oh, yeah. So, this is mono. Oh, I'll make that like. No, I'll make it mono, and then this is porta. Porta. All right, so we got mono and porta. Right. Mono, porta, all these things. Cool, and yeah, I'll just have that kind of like so, I guess, to select it. All right. Yeah, we can do that stuff with that later. So let's, and then we'll show controls on parent. Go to panel, edit. Nice. So we have like our MIDI idea here. Is fun. All right, so from here, the way we did it affords us lots of possibilities. So what I would go about doing, right, is, you can take this oscillator, copy it, and then paste it, and then plop that back into the filter and everything. So you have your two oscillators here, right? You go to panel edit, and look at this. You have two oscillators. And, right, so you can have some pink noise and stuff like that. As a, for sake of example. And things like that. And you can turn it on and off. Right. And, off to the races. So let's render this out, or export this, I should say. And I'll have it, kind of like that. Like, yeah, you want to like do a thing in MS Paint because this looks awful. But yeah, so let's yeah, we'll get the voicing in there. Yeah, we'll have that there. Making synth. So it's a two oscillator filter with amp ADSR, and you know what I mean. It's a good kind of beta test, proof of concept for what we're gonna do. And it's not called any. Well, it's called YouTube Synth. So yeah, let's close that, and save. Now cross your fingers, cause I don't know if this is gonna work or not. But yeah, let's export the VST, and yeah, we'll export it as VST2. Call it YouTube Synth. This plugin is a synth. Hit OK. Cross your fingers. Oh, it worked. Oh, I'm so relieved. Okay, let's go into Bitwig. And that's the old one that didn't work. And yeah, YouTube Synth. Let's do this. So, fingers crossed. Oh, no way. Does it work? Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. It took me like 3 attempts to make this video because I kept on running into problems. I'm so elated. All right, let's get that in there. What are you doing, dude? Come on. Let's get some stuff going on here. Yes. this. We're gonna make a little synth thing going on here. And yeah, let's loop this. Oh yeah, I'll loop that. Okay. Nice. Okay. And does automation work? That's nice. I do enjoy these things. That's super nice. Nice. And what does this work to? Yeah, the mono on off. That really doesn't do anything. But yeah, this is yeah, our basic synth that we made in SynthEdit. And you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's one of those things, really. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.